Low-stress pig handling uses a different approach than other pig handling training courses. This video explains why a different approach is needed and introduces you to some low-stress pig handling basics. Many courses focus on this diagram and on using an animal's flight zone and point of balance to make it move. Let's look at the history of the diagram. In the late 1970s, Dr. Temple Grandin used a similar diagram with a cow and said that it illustrates the correct position for the handler when a single animal is being moved through a curved chute. The cow diagram was later modified and then changed to show a pig. Later still, the curved lines were removed. Through all of these changes, the instructions have remained the same and are offered as being applicable to all pig handling situations. It is important to remember that the diagram deals with a very specific set of conditions: one handler moving one animal through a curved chute. The conditions specified in the diagram are vastly different from those in which pigs are commonly moved, and pigs respond differently when they aren't confined in a single file chute. We aren't working at the edge of their flight zones. We're moving groups of pigs instead of one pig at a time. There is more than one person present. When we change any of these factors, we can no longer rely on the position and point of balance shown in the diagram to take pigs where we want them to go. Let's look at how these changes affect pig responses. A pig that is confined in a chute can only move forward, backwards, or stop. Once we take away the chute, it is free to turn and move in many directions, including back towards us when we are behind it. Without the chute to restrain it, a pig can turn away from us or move out around us when we are ahead of it. Handlers need to know how to manage all of these responses, both to avoid problems and to help them move pigs more easily. Without the chute, the handler is free to move into the pig's blind spot. Pigs shift their bodies or turn to keep watching a handler, or use their hearing and other senses to track people who are behind them. Our position can draw pigs' attention and prevent them from moving away from us. The diagram specifies that handlers should work at the edge of the pig's flight zone. Many handlers can't tell where they are relative to a pig's flight zone. Pigs' flight zones are constantly changing. We often work in confined spaces where we are inside the pig's flight zones all of the time. The flight zone is about safety. When we get too close or too threatening, pigs get scared or defensive, and their body language and behavior change. Handlers need to recognize those changes and respond to them. Calm pigs move mostly at a walk or trot, with their heads and ears low and their attention mostly forward. When we're close to the edge of their flight zones, pigs continue to move forward, but watch the handler more closely or carry their heads and ears higher. When we get too close or too threatening, pigs may crowd forward or jump on other animals. Circle back to get release from the handler's pressure, often squealing as they circle. Bunch together and quit moving. These signs of increasing fear tell us to release pressure and let pigs calm down. To release pressure, we can pause and let the pig move away. Take a step back. Let the pig circle out of our pressure. Quit moving and making noise. Soften our body language. If we persist in pressuring a pig that is already scared, it may panic. Often referred to as a fight response, this is actually a fear response. If we continue to pressure pigs and give no release, they may refuse to move. This is different from being fatigued or too tame. Pigs are often moved in groups instead of individually, and they show herd behavior. They stay with the herd for safety. Herd behavior takes two distinct forms: flowing when the herd is moving, bunching and refusing to move when the herd is not moving. Flowing and bunching have very different characteristics and arise from very different conditions. Flowing herd behavior is characterized by calm pigs that are moving freely. Pigs are somewhat spaced out, able to move freely and get release. Heads are low and attention is forward on moving with the herd. Pigs are being drawn by the movement of the herd as opposed to being pushed by pressure from a handler. When handlers follow too closely or get too threatening, they draw pigs' attention away from herd flow and cause pigs to crowd up, pile forward, or circle back. All of these fear responses interfere with pig movement. Bunching herd behavior is characterized by pigs that stick together and resist moving. It is a defensive response which occurs when pigs perceive that they can't escape from handlers' pressure. Bunching is encouraged by anything that stops, crowds, scares, or confuses pigs. Pigs often go into a bunching response with their butts towards the handler, heads and ears up and attention back, and often listen intently to track the handler. Their attention is on tracking the handler and sticking with the herd for safety. Pigs that are bunching will often stay with the bunch rather than leave the bunch to get farther away from the handler. Groups of pigs give us another useful pattern. The collective flight zones of groups of pigs may appear as a pig-free bubble around the handler. We can use our bubble to regulate and guide movement and to encourage flowing rather than bunching herd behavior. This often requires working ahead or to the side of the pigs and asking them to circle past us. Working behind pigs in confined spaces often takes their circles in the wrong direction. There's often more than one person in the work area. Keeping track of extra people can encourage pigs to circle or bunch and prevent them from moving away from their handlers. It is important to recognize that most pig handling problems arise because handlers are making pigs scared or defensive. Trailer compartments and other spaces are often confined enough that we are inside pigs' flight zones all the time. Trying to use the point of balance under these conditions encourages pigs to either bunch or circle the wrong way. Using an energized prod makes pigs more scared and defensive and invites more problems. Closing the rear gate lets us move forward to start the front pigs moving, then invite pigs to circle to where we want them to go. Avoid using shocks so pigs can stay calm and cooperative. We didn't use a board here so you could see the movement patterns more easily. In summary, the conditions in which we move pigs are often more complex than those shown in the single pig diagram, and so are pigs' responses. When we work pigs in conditions other than those specified in the diagram, trying to impose the flight zone point of balance approach shown in the diagram invites problems. Low-stress pig handling teaches handlers how to observe and read their pigs, how to understand the full range of pigs' responses and apply them appropriately across a variety of pig handling situations. Low-stress pig handling helps handlers move pigs more safely, more easily, and more effectively in all conditions, to the benefit of the pigs, the people, and the entire swine industry.